Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Rather than go through the entire draft and bore you to death, I decided I would just pick out the key moves and key picks that caught my eye. So I wanted to go through some of the players and some of the deals the teams made and see how that works for everybody. Let me show you what I mean. Let's start with Evan Turner because I think this guy is the best pick in the draft. He's got everything. He's polished, he can handle the ball, he can go to the basket, he can pull up, he can play defense. He's got size, which is also a key here. So I think that he will be like a taller Jason Kidd. So you throw him in there with a team with players like Drew Holiday, who likes to shoot anyway, and suddenly Evan Turner could be a really great point forward. Andres Nocioni just came, who's a tough player, really good defender, really good shooter. And also you have Spencer Hawes, who in the West probably doesn't do so well, but in the East, with very few back-to-the-basket centers, I think he could have a resurgence. So suddenly from winning 27 games last year, I think the Sixers could go and win 42 at least with this team. Let's talk Derrick Favors. I think this guy is terrific. He's a really good athlete, can really jump compared to DeMarcus Russell, who I don't think can jump at all. And in the NBA, it's going to be necessary at his size to be able to leap. So he posts up well, he's got good hands, and he finishes, and he can play defense. The Nets need a solid front court power forward to go with Brook Lopez, and this guy, I think, is the answer. You pair him with the backcourt of Devin Harris and Courtney Lee, and suddenly you got a pretty good team. And I think the New Jersey Nets are going to have the single biggest increase in wins of all time. We're talking David Robinson going to the Spurs kind of improvement. Of all the big men in the draft so far, I think that Greg Monroe is the best, better than Cousins and better than Favors. He's more polished, he's a better passer, he's tough down low, good footwork, and he can rebound. So I think he's going to step right into the Pistons, do pretty well, and push Villanueva and Maxey for a lot of playing time. And I think they'll get better. Certainly they're going to win more than 27 games. This pick for the Clippers pissed me off in the beginning because they already have Blake Griffin coming in, who's a power forward, and this guy pretty much plays a similar position. They also could have gotten Gordon Hayward, who would have been the perfect fit as a small forward. The Clippers did pick up Bledsoe, who will push Baron Davis, and that'll only be good for them, but we'll see if he even contributes that much this year to the team. Now here's the guy I think is going to be the real steal, especially going to Utah, because there's no better place for him to fit in than a system like Jerry Sloan's. I think he can shoot, I think he can dribble the ball, he can pass, he can rebound. I don't want to say he's like Larry Bird, but he's certainly in that mold, maybe a little bit more athletic. Now he also could turn into an Adam Morrison, or he could turn into a Keith Van Horn. I think he's going to be much closer to a Dan Marley or Jeff Hornacek. I gotta go on record and say that Cole Aldrich, to me, looks like another Greg Ostertag. I'm sorry. And he looks like Eric Montross. He looks like, must be the haircut, but still. He doesn't seem like he's a great athlete. He seems a little bit more intense than Ostertag. Maybe his body is slightly stronger, but boy, I don't see it right now. I think he'll just be another kind of stiff white guy who plays in the NBA. I'm telling you right now, the 15 teams that passed up Luke Babbitt are going to regret it, at least the last 5, because this guy is the real deal. He can shoot, he goes to the basket strong, he's lefty, which is a good advantage for him. He can move, and so I think he can play some defense, and he's just tough. And the fact that Portland got him, another guy they're going to have who can really play basketball, and Portland's just going to have a terrific team, especially if Greg Oden gets back and plays well. So I think the Lakers have to be really concerned with a lot of teams in the West, and Portland's going to be the top of the list. And lastly, James Anderson caught my eye because he's supposed to be the best shooter in the draft, but he's got something really funky with his follow-through. Watch his hand after he releases the ball. He pulls it back a little bit. You'll see it in the next shot as well. And there's something funky about that would ultimately, when you get to that level, the game goes so quickly. If you have a problem with your fundamentals, you're going to miss a lot more than you make. So there you have it, folks. Those are my insights into some of the picks from the first round of the NBA draft. I also wanted to do a special shout out because we've gotten past 600 subscribers, which is amazing because we've only been doing this for maybe 7 weeks. So again, keep it up. I'm really enjoying our conversations. Most of them are pretty civil, but hey, let's get ornery. I don't care. We're having a great time with this. And don't forget, I can do more of these draft breakdowns. I'm going to be in Vegas for the Summer League in July with lots of cool interviews there. And I'm going to have some great interview stuff with coaches like Dean Smith and Pete Newell and Tex Winter and a lot of great stuff. Also, please give me some comments, give me some questions you want me to go over, because I'm going to do a special breakdown that answers the top questions that I get. So shout them out, comment them, email them to me, whatever you need to do, get them to me and I will post them and I'll answer them as best as I can. And stay tuned for our next breakdown at B-Ball Breakdown. Because remember, it's not a channel, it's a conversation.